I'm Josh Weissman, and this is Cooking for Characters, where I cook dishes for some of Netflix's most legendary characters. Today, in celebration of Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1, now playing on Netflix, I'm cooking for Steve Harrington, the former Scoops Ahoy employee.
Ahoy, ladies!
Turned video rental clerk, turned Rockin' Robin sidekick with perfect hair, and hopefully a better Scoop game.
Yeah, I'm working here next weekend, so.
So today I'm making what I would call Steve's Sundae. Fully homemade ice cream sundae, not only inspired by the shop where Steve and the crew spent a summer fighting off both brain freezes and monsters from the Upside Down.
Ooh, I just got the chills.
But also his favorite snack while in quarantine.
Peanut butter
Boppers!
Peanut butter boppers. That's the inspiration here. So at the base we have a classic vanilla ice cream. Creamy, simple, perfect throwback to small town Hawkins. The calm before the storm. Then it comes to a salted peanut butter caramel, silky, peanut buttery, and the kind of combo a former ice cream aficionado like Steve would appreciate. And front and center, the chocolate dipped banana, coated in dark chocolate, rolled in toasted peanuts, a nod to Steve's favorite snack, the peanut butter bopper. Top it all off with fresh whipped cream, crushed peanuts, a salted butter fudge sauce, and a nice little Luxardo cherry. I like to make it fancy, okay? It's sweet, retro, but a little strange. Strange enough to belong in Hawkins.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
We're starting with our ice cream base. I have 6 eggs. I'm gonna crack all of them carefully, and we're gonna separate the yolks. To our yolks, we're gonna add 1 cup of white granulated sugar. You're gonna whisk that all together so it forms a little paste. All right, so we have a medium sauce pot over a medium heat, and we're gonna add 2 cups whole milk, 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. You're just gonna heat that, stirring occasionally until it gets steamy hot. Should only take about a minute or so. You're gonna ladle that in. You're gonna whisk that together. The goal here is to temper the yolks. That way when you put them into the hot liquid, they don't get shocked and then turn into essentially scrambled egg yolks. Egg yolk mixture into sauce pot. Now you're gonna reduce the heat to medium low, and you're just gonna cook that, stirring frequently until it's slightly thickened. You'll notice when you're able to stick a spoon in, take it out, and run a line through it. It's a little bit more custardy, and more importantly, that's called nappe. Now while that's cooking, you're gonna add a ½ teaspoon of kosher salt. So we're gonna come over here, large bowl for heavy whipping cream, which is 1 cup. Strain in our custard. You can set it over another bowl with an ice bath in it and just keep stirring it, and that'll cool down until basically refrigerated 2 to 3 minutes of mixing. You're gonna stir in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. She's cooled down, thickened, beautiful, velvety. This is ready to be spun. We have an ice cream machine. You can use 2 kinds of ice cream machines. One that has a compressor in it like this that will chill your ice cream for you, or you can use one where you freeze the base for 24 hours overnight. I really don't care. They'll both make a great ice cream. So I'm gonna pour my ice cream base in there. And now we wait. Once this is done, you wanna move kind of quickly here because it is obviously going to start melting. The reason why you do that is once it melts and then refreezes from a melted state, you end up with a harder end product after frozen. Beautiful. Now, this is just gonna go into your freezer until firm. That'll take a few hours, ideally overnight. This is where Hawkins starts to get a little weird, okay? You got a classic caramel, but turned on its head, upside down if you will. 2 cups of sugar and a ½ cup of water. After about 5 to 8 minutes of reducing, it should be a nice amber color, beautiful, not blackened. If it's blackened, you're gonna have to start over with the sugar and the water. We're gonna reduce the flame. We're gonna whisk in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, followed by 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and then finally, the piece de resistance, 4 tablespoons of a nice creamy peanut butter, your favorite kind. It's very important because this is gonna apply all the peanut flavor to this. Now, while that's emulsifying, you're also gonna stir in 1½ teaspoons of kosher salt. And we have a beautiful peanut caramel, and it smells incredible. Oh! Something darker lurks, a richness, a nuttiness. It's a little unpredictable because this is not a normal caramel. This is kind of like the gooey membrane that separates the upside down from the right side up, like the one that Steve drove his car into. The OG peanut butter bopper is great, but I want to blow Steve's mind. If he loves it so much, then something a little different should create a nice little change of pace, right? The peanut butter bopper is essentially a little bite, little cylinder of peanut butter surrounded by chocolate and crushed peanuts. But what if we have all those elements on this dish already? And what if what seemingly looks like a peanut butter bopper is actually a banana coated in chocolate and rolled in toasted peanuts. It's kind of like a surprise, like when a Demogorgon shows up mid-scoop. We're gonna have a bowl set over a lightly shallow pot of boiling water to create a bain-marie. We have crushed peanuts right here that are toasted, 16 ounces of chocolate, semi-sweet dark milk, and then 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. So once our chocolate's fully melted, it'll take you a couple minutes. I'm gonna take a banana, drop it in, turn it over, then you're gonna gently drop it onto your toasted peanuts. Fully coat it. And then once they're all done, place this in the freezer to chill until you're ready to use them.
Bopper, while we wait.
Now, whipped cream. You don't have to do this in a stand mixer. You can do it in a normal bowl with a handheld whisk. 2 cups of whipped cream, beat it until it reaches soft peaks. Once it starts to thicken up, you are gonna add 3 tablespoons of sugar. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste. All right, beat that in. And we have a beautiful whipped cream. Light enough to make you forget that there's something darker waiting below. Now our salted butter fudge sauce, drizzled over a sundae. We have 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 4 tablespoons of salted butter, 3/4 of a cup of dark brown sugar, and 1/2 cup of just regular white sugar. And whisk that all together, set that over a medium heat, and you're just gonna heat that until everything's melted but not boiling. You do not wanna boil this mixture whatsoever. We're gonna whisk in 3 ounces of finely chopped dark chocolate. After about a minute of mixing, it should all be mostly melted. Once that's melted and emulsified, we're then going to carefully whisk in 1 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder until all of that has been added. Now, if that's not emulsifying quite the way you want, you can always turn the heat back on to low and just keep on mixing. You're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract with the heat off. Pour your fudge sauce through. Now you should have a beautiful, smooth chocolate sauce. In a beautiful bowl or a sundae bowl, you're gonna place in some scoops of ice cream, followed by your warm fudge sauce, your warm peanut caramel, your peanut butter bopper inspired dipped bananas. Pipe on your whipped cream, finish with a little extra toasted crushed peanuts, and finally, Luxardo cherries. The cherry is Hawkins nostalgia at its purest diner core perfection. A reminder of simpler times before Steve had to carry a bat with nails in it. Crushed peanuts add that final bit of texture, the crunch. The same way this season adds a little bit more grit and danger. Together they seal the deal, a sundae that starts sweet, turns strange, and ends in glorious peanut butter fueled chaos, just like Steve likes it. Wow, this looks stunning, but how does it taste? I mean, the salty peanut butter caramel is so apparent, and then that gets clashed with the rich, sort of chocolatey fudge, and then that nice, creamy, cooling vanilla ice cream, and then you, boom, you get hit with that crunchy chocolate shell, which looks and has the bite of a peanut butter bopper, and yet in the middle of it is a beautiful, soft, sweet banana. This came out way better than I thought it would. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm very proud of this. So that's it, Steve's Sundae. The vanilla ice cream for Hawkins, and a little bit, or a lot, of chaotic energy from the upside down. All for our friend Steve. We love him. Protect him at all costs. Now let me know who you want to see me cook for next on Cooking for Characters before the lights start flickering. I'm gonna eat the rest of this. I can't, I'm on a diet.